Hi, I'm Kat. Today I'm showing you how to make these miniature Victoria's Secrets gift set and bra and panty set. I started with scrap clay. In this case it's just some dirty translucent. And then I cut two small cylinders with it. This is for the gift set. I also made a small rectangle that I didn't picture. And then what I'm showing you now is a trapezoidal kind of shape. So I flattened out some clay slightly, angled it in on the sides, and then cut off the top and the bottom to make the length that I wanted. And then I baked all of these shapes. And then for the little trapezoid type shape, I put a small thin layer of clay on top of it, because this one had like a little angled in section at the top. And then I cut it following the shape of the bottle. Once this was done, I baked these all and made molds of them. And I made molds because I wanted to use clear resin for the inside so that all the bottles would be clear instead of opaque. So this is me pulling the clay shapes out of the molds. Sometimes I keep these clay shapes around just for other projects, but usually I throw them out. And then whenever you're molding resin with small cavities like this, you want to squeeze the mold cavity and let the resin drip in so that you're not trapping air bubbles inside. And then once that's done, you can let it cure and then demold. I made simple caps with just small cylinders, except for one of the bottles which had a kind of clear cap on top. It was actually like a light pink. So I filled this mold cavity. I made a small pump spray looking thing to go into it, and then I just inserted the pump or the spray container inside the bottle or inside the mold cavity and wiggle it around to release air. All of these had an ombre kind of painting done with them. So ombre is anything that goes from light to dark or dark to light. So I did the same thing with the paint. I basically started off with paint and then thinned it out with glaze to make it a little lighter. And that was done on pretty much all of the bottles except for one of the clear ones. Well, this one too. Then I painted on any details or labels. I used light pink clay for the background of this, and then once all of these shapes were glazed and cured, I basically pressed them into the pink clay, and then cut the clay off into the size that I wanted and baked it. Now you can bake most glazes, but I highly suggest that you allow it to sit a good 24 hours after glazing, and that way that glaze has plenty of time to dry or cure depending on the glaze you're using. Once it was baked, I made a small template with a small window for the inside, and I have a terrible tendency of drawing everything in pen, so I did it in this case and I regretted it later. I ended up remaking this box because once I glazed it, the ink just came right through. So I painted the whole thing pink, a light pink at that. And as you can see, it started to show through here. And then I went through with colored pencil to draw on the lines. I didn't use a particularly special color pencil. This is just a plain old Crayola one, and I think the exact color is magenta. But I just use regular color pencil and the glaze actually made it pop up a little bit better. And then for this gift set, it looks like it has little hand-drawn lines along the side, so I replicated that, and then I used a small clear piece of plastic packaging to use as a window. And I used a little E6000 as the glue to secure it with. You can use Elmer's too. I just didn't want anything foggy no matter what. Do not use super glue. It tends to fog up plastic. And then I painted on the windows that are on the packaging. For the bra, I made a small template with white ribbon. I'm traveling. Normally I do have black ribbon. I didn't have it in this case. I'm sorry. So I used white ribbon, and because I did want the bra set to be black, I went through and gave it a kind of a dye bath using thinned down black paint, and I mean really, really thin. I had to do several layers to get it the color I wanted, but I'd rather do that than to paint it and have it not be able to move, because I still wanted to be able to shape the bra when I was finished. And then I used a small strip of old scrap lace and cut off strips from that. And then I drew like an outline for a bikini panty, and then a small outline for a little almost triangle shape for the insert between the bra cups. I glued everything together, bra and panties. And then I used a little plain white glue to go along the edges of the panty and the bra set. And this is going to secure it, keep anything from unraveling. Now because I wanted this to look like a push-up padded bra, I used a small piece of leftover clay, and I made balls out of them and put them underneath the bra cups. Now this is just temporary. I don't bake them there. I just simply put them underneath, and then I used a little bit of like a fabric glue, the same glue I used to secure it with, thinned down with water, and brushed it in place and allowed it to dry. That way it retained its shape after I removed the clay. And here's everything together. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.